Welcome back to our class. Today we are discussing about the chapter 3 biology for class 10 students. First two parts of the chapter already discussed. Now let's move on to the next part. All of you are now aware of what is a hormone, endocrine gland, insulin hormone, from where it produced. So today we are discussing about the hormones produced by a gland named thyroid. Or we can discuss about the thyroid gland and its secretions, thyroid hormones. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped gland. It consists of two lobes and it can be seen in front of the neck just below the larynx. Larynx, or otherwise called Adam's apple. We have studied about metabolism, isn't it? That is, the anabolic and catabolic processes taking place in the body are commonly referred as metabolism. That is, the constructive and destructive processes are together called metabolism. And these metabolic activities are controlled by hormones called thyroid hormones. These thyroid hormones are taking part in the major control mechanisms of our body metabolism. Or we can say the thyroid gland is the main endocrine gland that controls the metabolic activities. We can observe the position of thyroid gland in the given picture. What we can see, it is a butterfly shaped gland, consists of two lobes, and it can be seen in front of the neck just below the larynx or Adam's apple. What is the main function of our thyroid gland? The main function of thyroid gland is to control the metabolic activities. When we examine the thyroid gland, it can secrete two hormones, or the hormones are thyroxin and calcitonin. Which are they? Thyroxin and calcitonin. These are the two hormones secreted by which gland? Thyroid gland. The functions of these hormones are described below. That is, it increases energy production, it raises the rate of metabolism, accelerates the growth and development of the brain in the fetal stage and infancy. Fetal stage is what? In our mother's womb. Thyroid hormones also perform to regulate the growth in children. Hope you all understood the functions of thyroid gland. We can discuss once more. It increases energy production. It raises the rate of metabolism. It accelerates the growth and development of the brain in the fetal stage and infancy. It regulates growth in children. Now we understood how important our thyroid gland is, isn't it? So the functioning of the thyroid gland must be checked or detected by testing the quantity of hormones directly secreted by the thyroid gland, or by testing the quantity of certain other hormones that influence the thyroid gland. Don't get confused. We are discussing about the functioning of the thyroid gland can be tested through some biological test. We can check it in laboratories. If there is some disorders in the functioning of thyroid can be checked in laboratories. They mainly check the level of T3, T4, TSH hormones. They are either checking the thyroid gland hormones or by testing the quantity of certain other hormones that influence the thyroid gland. We can study the conditions at which thyroid hormones doesn't work, or its secretion become lower than the normal level or higher than the normal level. What will happen in that situations? We can study. It is categorized into two main types, that is hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. The term hypo means lower level and hyper means higher level. Then hypothyroidism is what? This is a condition in which the production of thyroxin decreases. So the decrease in the production of thyroxin during the fetal stage or in infancy hinders proper physical and mental development. This condition is called cretinism. That means cretinism can be seen in fetal stage or in infancy. What they shows, that is the decrease in production of thyroxin during this fetal stage or infancy hinders or suppresses or slow down the proper physical and mental development. This condition is called cretinism. What will happen if the same situation in adults? The condition of prolonged deficiency of thyroxin in adults lead to a condition called myxedema. What is myxedema? Prolonged deficiency. That means long-term deficiency of thyroxin in adults lead to a condition called myxedema. The person having myxedema shows some of these symptoms, that is low metabolic rate, sluggishness, increase in body weight, hypertension, inflammation in the body tissues are the major symptoms of this disorder. So hypothyroidism is over. Next one, hyperthyroidism. Hyper means high level. This is a condition in which all life activities controlled by thyroxin accelerates due to the continuous and excessive production of thyroxin. Here, excess production or continuous production of thyroxin occurs. As a result, there will be life activities accelerated or increase in speed. As a result, high metabolic rate, rise in body temperature, excessive sweating, increased heartbeat, weight loss, emotional imbalances occurs. These are the major symptoms of persons showing or having hypothyroidism. We must know that for the production of thyroxin, iodine is very essential. So, the production of thyroxin is blocked in the absence of iodine. That means if there is not necessary iodine is present, the production of thyroxin is also blocked. In an attempt to produce more thyroxin, the thyroid gland enlarges. This condition is called goiter. How the condition of goiter occurs? If there is no iodine or lack of iodine, the thyroxin production is blocked. As a result, there is an attempt of the thyroid gland to produce more thyroxin. As a result, the gland will enlarges. This condition is called goiter. From this, we have studied the importance of thyroxin in controlling life activities, the problems caused by excessive production of thyroxin, the disabilities due to thyroxin deficiency, the relation between iodine and thyroid gland. Hope you are clear. Thyroid gland produces two types of hormones, thyroxin and calcitonin. We studied about thyroxin. Now let's move on to the next hormone, that is calcitonin. From the name itself, that is calcitonin, you should know its relation between calcium in blood. I will explain clearly. That is, the normal level of calcium in blood is 9 to 11 milligram per 100 ml. That is, if we take 100 ml of blood, in it there will be the percentage or 9 to 11 milligram of calcium will seen. What we said, when the level of calcium in blood increases, the thyroid gland secretes a hormone named calcitonin. It lowers the level of calcium in blood. Thus, it is clear that the high level of calcium in blood will be decreased by the action of calcitonin produced by the gland thyroid. So, what happens if there is a decrease in the level of calcium in the blood? There will be another gland named parathyroid gland, which is situated behind the thyroid gland and which secretes a hormone called parathormon, and this hormone increases the level of calcium in blood. So if there is any situation of calcium level in the blood lowers, the hormone called parathormon secreted by the gland parathyroid increases the level of calcium in blood. Thus, we can say the action of parathormon and calcitonin is antagonistic in action. What is the term used for the action of parathormone and calcitonin? It is antagonistic in nature. Figure is showing the parathyroid gland and which is located behind the thyroid gland. It is a butterfly shaped gland. What is its secretion called? Parathormone. When it acts when there is the lower level of calcium in blood. What is the normal level of calcium in blood? It is 9 to 11 milligram per 100 ml. This diagram, it is clearly illustrated that the regulation of level of calcium in blood, how it happens. We can go through it in detail. In the middle, it is written that level of calcium in blood is 9 to 11 milligram per 100 ml. When the level of calcium in blood increases than this normal level, what will happen? Thyroid gland secretes calcitonin. Okay. Thyroid gland secretes calcitonin. As a result, to prevent the process of mixing of calcium from bones to blood. Also, it stores the excess calcium from blood to bones. Thus, it regulates level. Then what happens if the level of calcium in blood decreases than the normal range? Thus arises the parathyroid gland secretes parathormone. The hormone named parathormone, which is secreted by parathyroid gland. It reabsorbs calcium from kidney to blood. As a result, the level of calcium in the blood increases. Also, it prevents the storage of calcium in bones. If there is storage of calcium in bones, there is no sufficient calcium in the blood. So, it prevents the storage of calcium in bones. You got a clear idea about the thyroid gland.